All right, let's try this one more time. Welcome to TrigTacToe, everyone. My name is Frank. We welcome you down here to southern Utah, Zions National Park, where we're going to be spending a couple days exploring some slot canyons, checking out the views, and having an all-around fun time. Hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned. When we talked about putting together a video about coming down here to the southwest part of the country, where it's so dry and access to water is limited, we thought what better place to test out some water filters than down here to make it that much more exciting and that much more fun. We're going to go to some of these places where not only is the water scarce, but the water is sometimes very nasty. And that's these slot canyons that have kind of these keepers that water will flow through, but then when it's dry, the water has no place to go and just sits there stagnant for a long period of time. All sorts of animals and bugs and things exist in these keepers down in these holes, and the water is really quite gross. So we're going to take these water filters into these canyons and give them a shot, see how they work, see how they function, and see how the water tastes. It's one thing to have filtered water, it's a whole other thing to have filtered water that actually tastes good enough to drink. I'm just hiking up the hill towards the Slot Canyon Keyhole, which is just inside Zion National Park down in southern Utah. This is one of my favorite rappels. This is one where you have quick access to a really neat and kind of challenging slot canyon. Not super technical, but you do need equipment to get through it. It has water, so it kind of cools you off. Not the cleanest water. It's kind of a nasty color. This is one of the deep keepers, and so you get stuck sometime in that little area right there. Again, both of these have a dirty end and a clean end. The Sawyer has a little cap on it, and it has an indicator very clearly that shows you which way the flow is going. So I'm just going to get down actually in the water. And it surprisingly tastes really good. It's not as nasty as I've tasted before. Yeah, you can't even taste that there's any nastiness in here. And again, it gets a lot nastier. There's some pretty gross ones that we've been through. And then the next one is the Lifestraw that also. I'm just going to get this lid off. This one you just has a lanyard right here around the top, and again a cap just like the Sawyer does. It's a little bit longer. I think most of the advertisements I've seen for this one have to show the guy actually bent over and he's sipping through the water. So this one's kind of meant to not necessarily to be used. So this has a couple ways. You can actually, the Sawyer, you can actually tie into your Camelback and hook it in so that the flow goes in the way it's supposed to. Fill your Camelback full of water that's mucky and just have it filter on the go. This one, the Lifestraw, doesn't have that type of a feature. It looks like you're just dipping it in and sucking it out, whether that's in a bottle or whether it's just strictly on the stream. So let's give this one a try. That one's a much longer tube, so I had to suck on it to kind of get the water up into the filter. So I wanted to stop it there, and I started to ramble in the video and just wanted to kind of go over real quick the differences between these two. The Sawyer is obviously much shorter, more compact than the Lifestraw. Although both of them were able to do what we were hoping for, and that was filter out some of the taste in that nasty water. The Sawyer, despite being shorter, it has a much longer life, according to the manufacturers, than the Lifestraw does. The Lifestraw says that it's good for a minimum of 1,000 gallons, whereas the Sawyer is up to 100,000 gallons. So, that's according to to what the manufacturer says, and I haven't had any problems with my Sawyer. Haven't used the Lifestraw as much, but this is a big feature if you're looking at using it on an ongoing basis. I think the Lifestraw was manufactured, and when you look at their marketing, it's kind of geared much more towards that distribution to areas where clean water is in short demand, maybe in an emergency. Sawyer seems to be much more of a continuous use type of device. Both of them have similar price points of about $20. It's made out of roughly the same materials. The Sawyer can be back flushed, so you can actually hook up the syringe to the end of the to your filter and flush clean water back through it the other way, allowing it to be kind of cleaned out a little bit, and allows for the flow to resume at its normal pace. Again, both filters are fantastic. I would highly recommend the Sawyer. There's been a number of videos done on this, a lot of mods that you can do to it. It can be used in a lot of different ways. The bottles can be attached to the bottom. You can attach a straw to add length to it if you need to. You can add it to a Camelback or a water system that you carry in your pack just by cutting open the line and sticking the lines in both ends. So it can be used in a lot of different ways. Super versatile. Just a nice filter to have, so I'd recommend getting it if you can. If you haven't signed up or subscribed to our channel, please do so. We'd love to have your comments. If there's anything I've said or anything that you want to comment on, please do so. I'd love to hear from you and hear your comments on what filtering system you use, if you've used the Sawyer or Lifestraw, or if there's any mods or anything that you'd like to try. I have a couple of things that I wanted to show you that I've done with the filters, and we'll have links to those in upcoming videos. But again, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe right here, and we'll look for getting out more videos in the weeks to come. We've been kind of trying to get things up and running, so trying to get our format down and kind of how we produce the videos. So be patient with us, but we're going to keep kicking these out and trying to learn more about some of the stuff that we're looking at. So thanks for watching. Until next time, my name is Frank for TrigTacToe. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.